Hey Yankees fans, welcome to Yankees Rumors and News, your go-to spot for the latest buzz and updates about our team. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a scoop. The New York Yankees have always been known for their bold moves and calculated risks. But this offseason they seem to be playing the long game, saving most of their roster-shaping decisions for the latter half of winter. After securing Cody Bellinger with a blockbuster 5-year, $162,500,000 deal, the Yankees found themselves in a familiar position, a roster that closely resembled the one they closed out last season with, yet still possessing gaps that needed attention, especially in their pitching staff. On Wednesday, the Yankees made headlines once again, executing a 1-for-1 trade that brought former Colorado Rockies reliever Angel Chivoli to the Bronx. It was a move that, at first glance, seemed like a classic example of the Yankees grabbing low-hanging fruit. Chivoli, after all, is the quintessential Coors Field escapee, a pitcher who struggled to maintain consistency in the hitter-friendly confines of Denver, but whose talents might flourish under the guidance of Yankees pitching coach Matt Blake. Chivoli's addition, however, might represent more than just a simple patch for a bullpen that faltered late in the season. In an era where every bullpen arm is scrutinized for versatility and late-game reliability, Chivoli could provide depth, stability, and even a spark of untapped potential. Pairing him with Blake, whose analytical approach and developmental expertise have transformed numerous pitchers over the past few seasons, might turn a once marginal reliever into a legitimate contributor in high-leverage situations. Yet, as savvy as this move was, one trade rarely signals the end of the Yankees' off-season maneuvers. With a roster still in need of refinement, speculation is already heating up around which teams might next be natural trade partners for New York, especially as the offseason gears up for what promises to be a rapid-fire finish. The league has seen hints of interest, whispers of discussions, and calculated posturing that suggest the Yankees are not done investing in their pursuit of dominance. The Cincinnati Reds emerge as a compelling candidate for a potential deal, particularly when the Yankees' need for starting pitching is considered. Carlos Rodon and Jarrett Cole, two of New York's marquee arms, are expected to return mid-season, leaving gaps in the rotation that require immediate attention if the Yankees intend to compete at full strength from opening day. The Reds, a team that has largely remained on the sidelines this winter, have pitching depth that could provide solutions. While it is highly unlikely that New York would pursue someone as high-profile and costly as Hunter Green, there are other options with intriguing upside. Left-hander Nick Lodolo, for example, possesses sneaky number to starter potential and could slot directly into a rotation that is seeking consistency. If Lodolo is off-limits, the Yankees could target Brady Singer, who might be moved for little more than the relief of salary obligations. In this scenario, the Reds could shed a contract while the Yankees gain flexibility and depth, an exchange that satisfies both sides without requiring blockbuster returns. Meanwhile, the Miami Marlins present another tantalizing avenue for trade discussions. The Yankees' pursuit of Edward Cabrera was well documented, only for the Cubs to swoop in and secure him, forcing New York to pivot toward Ryan Weathers. Weathers is viewed as a promising left-handed arm, capable of either filling a fifth starter role or serving as a reliable bullpen piece. But some voices in the baseball world are already speculating about a potential sequel involving former Cy Young Award winner Sandy Alcantara. Alcantara endured a difficult first half of the previous season, struggling with consistency and command. Yet he rebounded to demonstrate mid-rotation quality by year's end. His trajectory suggests untapped potential remains, and the Yankees, never shy about leveraging young talent for proven pitching, might be the team willing to offer a high-value young position player in exchange for Alcantara. Such a move would be emblematic of New York's willingness to gamble on upside, betting that a pitcher of Alcantara's caliber can return to elite form in the team's structured and analytically driven environment. Perhaps the most unconventional possibility lies with the Baltimore Orioles, a division rival with whom the Yankees have a historically contentious relationship. Yet rivalry alone rarely prevents shrewd front offices from exploring mutually beneficial trades. Rumors have circulated that New York remains interested in Paul Goldschmidt, which opens the door to considerations about potential platoon partners for first baseman Ben Rice. The Orioles, meanwhile, have found themselves in an unusual position regarding Ryan Mountcastle, a right-handed hitter with a solid track record who now finds himself displaced after the team's acquisition of Pete Alonso. Mountcastle who is entering the final year of his arbitration eligibility, at $6,800,000, could become a trade chip for Baltimore, particularly if the Yankees are willing to offer a pitcher capable of immediate major league contribution. In this scenario, both teams address pressing needs. New York strengthens its roster with a versatile bat, while Baltimore gains pitching support, demonstrating that even rivals can find common ground when strategic benefits align. Each of these trade possibilities illustrates the Yankees' broader approach to roster management, a careful balance between immediate competitiveness and long-term planning. The pursuit of pitching from the Reds, a potential blockbuster with Alcantara in Miami, and the creative maneuvering around Baltimore's roster all reflect a front office acutely aware of the fragility and opportunity within any offseason. It also underscores the Yankees' philosophy of leveraging their resources to maximize returns, whether through direct talent acquisition or by using financial flexibility as a bargaining chip. This strategy, while not without risk, has historically allowed the organization to remain competitive year after year, demonstrating a willingness to invest heavily in the right mix of proven talent and high-upside prospects. The Yankees' moves this offseason also highlight the changing dynamics of baseball trades in the modern era, where analytics, player development, and strategic foresight intersect to create more calculated risk-taking than ever before. Players like Chivoli may not carry star-level recognition, but within the right system and with the right support, they can transform into pivotal contributors. Likewise, the strategic targeting of potential trade partners, whether in Cincinnati, Miami, or Baltimore, illustrates the depth of planning required to execute successful deals. The Yankees are signaling that they are prepared to explore multiple avenues simultaneously, ensuring that each roster adjustment serves a purpose, whether it's shoring up pitching depth, reinforcing key positions, or creating flexibility for future moves. Fans should also recognize the psychological dimension of these maneuvers. Trades and acquisitions impact not only the roster, but also team morale, clubhouse dynamics, and fan engagement. By signaling intent through calculated trades, the Yankees communicate a message of ambition and competitiveness, bringing in players like Chivoli, pursuing Alcantara, or negotiating with the Orioles conveys to the team and its supporters that New York is not content with maintaining the status quo. Instead, the Yankees are actively shaping a roster designed to contend, balancing immediate needs with strategic foresight to maximize their window of opportunity. Each move is a statement. The Yankees are willing to make tough decisions, invest in talent, and embrace risk when the potential rewards are significant. If you're enjoying the updates, drop a like and let us know in the comments your thoughts on this rumor. Hold onto your seats, folks, because the Bronx is officially trembling. The New York Yankees, a team already steeped in history, tradition, and a fan base that doesn't do small news, have reportedly dropped a bombshell that could reshape the entire landscape of Major League Baseball. And I'm not talking about a minor shakeup or a quiet mid-season adjustment. Sources, and I do emphasize sources here, suggest that the Yankees are putting together what insiders are calling an offensive package of seismic proportions. And yes, the word seismic is deliberate, because this isn't just a ripple, it's a full-blown earthquake that's sending shockwaves across every clubhouse from the American League to the National League. The rumor mill is buzzing that Garrett Crochet, the young fireballer with an arm that seems to defy human limits, and Rafael Devers, the slugger who has been quietly carving out a reputation as one of the most dangerous left-handed bats in the game, are both central to this move. Imagine the Yankees brass sitting around a table, tossing round names, crunching numbers, and finally deciding, let's make a statement so loud that the rest of the league has no choice but to notice. That, my friends, seems to be exactly what's happening. If this rumor holds even a fraction of truth, the implications are enormous. Garrett Crochet, who has made a name for himself with fastballs that hit the upper 90s with terrifying consistency, isn't just a relief option. He's a weapon that could redefine late-inning strategy for the Yankees. Picture the kind of pressure that puts opposing batters in. They step up to the plate, knowing the guy throwing to them has velocity that rivals the top closers in the game, movement that baffles even seasoned hitters, and a presence that exudes confidence bordering on arrogance. The mental game becomes almost as crucial as the physical one. Now pair that with Rafael Devers, a hitter whose swing has been described as poetry in motion, capable of launching balls out of ballparks with a fluidity that seems effortless. And suddenly the Yankees aren't just a team, they're a nightmare scenario for pitching staffs. everywhere. The speculation is that the Yankees are not simply content with being competitive. They want to instill fear, to send a message that reads as loud as the Bronx cheers, "We are coming." And we are coming with force. Analysts are already spinning in their chairs trying to predict the fallout if Crochet endeavors do indeed join the Yankees. Every division rival has to rethink not just their game plan, but perhaps their entire roster construction. You don't just pitch differently against teams with high-velocity relievers and fearsome power hitters. You build differently. Budgets shift, trade talks accelerate, and suddenly a mid-season acquisition elsewhere feels like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. There's also the human element. The Yankees have always had a knack for blending seasoned veterans with up-and-coming stars, but bringing in talents like Crochet and Devers, who are both entering peak phases of their careers, could recalibrate the clubhouse culture in ways that are unpredictable but undoubtedly profound. Younger players would see a blueprint for excellence. Older players would be challenged to elevate or be overshadowed. It's a cocktail of competitiveness, pressure, and opportunity that only the Yankees could dare mix at this scale. Social media is already ablaze with speculation, and you can feel the anxiety spreading through fan bases far and wide. Every tweet, every post, every online comment thread is buzzing with theories about how this offensive package could unfold. Some imagine Devers smashing dingers into the upper decks, while Crochet shuts down the ninth inning with a fastball that leaves hitters swinging at shadows. Others warn that such a high-stakes gamble could backfire, that chemistry is a fragile thing, and that bringing in stars of this caliber could disrupt the balance the Yankees have painstakingly cultivated. But if we know the Yankees and we know them well, they aren't in the business of subtlety. They don't tiptoe into the offseason or make incremental adjustments. When they move, they make headlines, and right now, the headline suggests something almost unprecedented is in motion. Inside, whispers point to a front office that has been quietly preparing for months. Reports suggest long meetings, endless scouting reports, and strategic conversations that included not just performance metrics, but psychological profiles and clubhouse fit. This isn't a blind gamble. It's a meticulously planned offensive strategy designed to amplify strengths and exploit weaknesses across the league. And make no mistake, the league is paying attention. Rival teams are scrambling to evaluate their pitching depth, to consider potential trades, and to brace themselves for what could become a season-defining shift in power dynamics. There's a sense of panic, a rare vulnerability among the MLB hierarchy, because the Yankees have always had the resources, the fan base, and the audacity to pull off moves that leave others in shock. Now imagine that audacity combined with one of the most potent offensive and pitching tandems conceivable. The very thought is enough to make general managers across the country sweat. Let's talk strategy for a moment, because that's where the speculation gets really exciting. Crochet isn't just a flamethrower. His pitch mix, command, and ability to handle high-pressure situations could change late-inning approaches for every team in the league. Pair that with Devers, whose plate discipline, power, and clutch hitting ability make him a nightmare in any lineup. And suddenly the Yankees' offense and bullpen synergy becomes a chessboard of possibilities. Imagine a game scenario, bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the ninth, and you're facing Crochet. The tension is palpable. Now flip to the other side, bottom of the fifth, and Devers steps up after a string of runners have reached base. You can feel the stadium holding its collective breath. This is the kind of drama and spectacle that isn't manufactured. It's inherent in the talent and timing of the players involved. If these rumors are true, the Yankees aren't just building a team, they're engineering moments of baseball theater that could be talked about for generations. Meanwhile, the ripple effects aren't just confined to the Yankees dugout or the pitching mounds of the league. Betting markets, fantasy leagues, and even the cultural conversation around baseball could shift dramatically. Imagine the discussions in sports bars, podcasts, and highlight reels as analysts attempt to quantify the impact of Crochet's heat and Devers' power. Every swing, every pitch, every managerial decision suddenly carries an added layer of scrutiny. What's fascinating here is the tension between expectation and execution. Bringing in marquee players generates excitement, but it also raises the stakes. One bad stretch could be magnified exponentially in the narrative of a season. Yet, the Yankees seem poised to embrace that risk because, let's be honest, risk has always been part of the allure of New York baseball. If anyone in MLB is willing to push the boundaries to reimagine what a mid-season or off-season Depending on how this plays out, acquisition can do, it's the Bronx Bombers. And finally, there's the fan perspective, which is arguably the most electric of all. Yankees fans are notoriously demanding, often vocal, and always passionate. The mere hint of crochet endeavors and pinstripes is enough to send ticket sales, merchandise, and online chatter into overdrive. The emotional charge is palpable. Hope, anxiety, exhilaration, and skepticism all rolled into one. It's the perfect storm for a media frenzy, a ratings bonanza, and, if the on-field results align with the hype, a narrative that could dominate sports headlines for months. The rumor, whether fully realized or partially inflated, has already achieved one goal. It has captured the imagination of the baseball world. And in an era where attention is a commodity, that alone is worth noting. The Yankees may be engineering not just wins, but cultural impact, reminding everyone that in New York, nothing is subtle, and everything is larger than life. This, my friends, is the kind of rumor that keeps baseball fans awake at night, scrolling through updates, debating trade possibilities, and imagining what could be. If crochet endeavors really do land in the Bronx, we might be witnessing the beginning of a season that redefines expectations, raises the bar for the league, and frankly, terrifies the competition. The earthquake is coming. The tremors are being felt, and all eyes are on New York. Stay tuned, because if this story develops, it could be the kind of saga that baseball lovers remember for decades. An audacious gamble, a masterstroke of strategy, and a testament to the enduring, unrelenting spectacle that is Yankees baseball. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date with every Yankees rumor and news. See you in the next video.